Sorry. Hi. Earthquake in the Alps. Maybe Italy, maybe Switzerland. But we will find out. When you click on that, Italy. 10 kilometers in depth. 9 kilometers. 4 hours ago. And simultaneously 0 kilometers in depth at the same place. There might be snow, there might be avalanche, might be landslides, I don't know, or just a real earthquake. But anyway, again, water bodies. This might be artificial, I don't know. But I have found some nice geological feature which sits right beside this lake, and we have really nice triangular shaped buttresses, layers of sediment in perfect triangular shapes. And there are many of those. Here you basically just can see the layers, but as you go farther uphill, you will notice the triangular shape of those. And I guess everyone has to agree that we are looking at triangular formed shapes. And there is more. Smaller and bigger ones. And they are really equally, how to say that? The separation has been really equally. So we have this lake here, and I want to show you some pictures. These are from Andy Hall's videos. So now, that's the way of the shock wave, and they are somewhat perpendicular to the path of the source from the shock wave. Rising column of expanding gas draws ground winds choked with ablatant material. And then you get these triangular shaped forms. And of course, they start to accreate here at the biggest. And as it continues, the frequency and the stuff, as you can see here, that's the smallest one and that's the biggest one. So the energy gets less and the triangles get smaller. As you can see here, reflected shockwaves channel supersonic wind like a nozzle, welding triangular buttresses to the flank of the hill. welding triangular buttresses on the flank of the hill. And there are many. So this has been a really, really, really rapid shockwave, like a high frequency. Since the layering is so thin. And here, like oblique shock, if it's when it somehow it gets slowed down, if there's uphill in front of the wave where it's coming from, and if it's going downhill, of course, it increases an expansion wave, and it gets slower, so it's kind of blowing off. But if you go back to this one, these here on the side, if they're not too or strong enough, I guess the energy or the material you get these channels in between. And now I was just thinking, or guessing, that in those might be also the water veins. Let's see if there's anything drawn on that map. No. Not one single water vein here. But obviously we are in an area which is not that clearly on the map, on this topographic version of the map. But I thought that's a really neat feature. Really, beside those quakes, the quakes led me to this mountain, Gime di Plator, or however you spell that. Now let's just see if there's something else. No, there's probably. Except this one. Haha. I bet that's this kind of place where water is going uphill inside the mountain and creates glaciers and is responsible for the drinking water which is coming from the mountains. Everybody knows that the best water is coming from the mountains. But why there's water coming from the mountains more than just melt water? We are talking about mineral water, pristine spring water from the mountains, mountain wells. Some of them are like turned into brands and sold worldwide from a particular mountain or region which has really special water, which is really clean, and all these kind of things, which somehow cannot be melt water. Or not entirely. There's actually some areas with peat also nearby. Yeah, I just remembered I'm actually making a video. But since you are here, you can check it out with me. This is how I spend some amount of my time. Watching at things. Where are we? Let's turn it the right way around. We are still in the Alps. Yeah, probably I leave it here because I just wanted to show you those triangle-shaped buttresses created by supersonic shock waves. If someone would ask me why we have these kind of shapes in the mountains, which somehow seem that they needed more than just some water melting to get these in movement and get these kind of shapes. I would say there must be some spring or something up here, but I have no idea. That's a little bit hard with this application, but I found a lake. This might be a well, really high up in the mountains, on the peak. So there's another one. And there's one of those wide rivers. What I mean by that, I will show you once in a video, because at the moment I am searching for those white rivers wherever they appear. Another lake and huge boulders just everywhere. Yeah, it's just really interesting about those lakes. Aika colossal. Another one. Of course, some of them might be really just accumulated melting water. But some of them might be the source of glaciers. Even though there are not glaciers anymore, some of them are probably extinct. Lucky the tres. Three lakes. Here there's some housing beside that. Where's the third one? I really can watch at these things for hours and hours and hours. Are we on a mountaintop? Yeah. Lago Alpisella. So now, if glaciers are creating mountains and these kind of things, how they explain these kind of gravel formations on top of mountains, these fine grains and all these kind of things, doesn't make sense at all. Really nice. Yeah, but I leave it here. Uh, what do you think about alpine lakes and all these kind of things? Forms and shapes we found. There's just water pouring out of the rock somewhere. Or maybe it's from this glacier on top. There's a big lake, obviously. Lago Negro, Black Lake. Yes, it would be really interesting to know how deep that is. Because if it's called Black Lake, it might be deep. But let's leave that to another video or something. If I ever remember that. Check it out. Yeah, I leave it here. Thanks. Bye.